All right, special meeting, the Board of Finance. It is, what is the date? The 12th of May, 7 o'clock. This meeting is being recorded and will be available to the public in compliance with state law. If you are attending remotely, please remember to mute your microphone unless you are speaking. Anyone participating remotely shall state their name and title for the record, if applicable, to each occasion of such person is speaking. All votes taken in this, which any member of this body are participating remotely, shall be taken by roll call unless the vote is unanimous. Chat feature will not be utilized nor considered during this meeting. All right, we'll do a quick roll call. We have Dane Kushami. I see Dane there.
No, it's Ron. Is Dane on?
I don't see Dane.
I thought Dane was calling in, but
he was calling in, but I don't see him yet. We'll go through the rest. Maybe he'll catch up. Greg Benham.
I'm here.
Mary Hall.
Here.
Steve Kirsch.
here.
Rebecca O'Donnell.
Here.
We don't have Dane that we see. We have the first selectman, Ken Kellogg.
Here.
Ron Bonowski.
Here.
Heidi Mead. All right.
Heidi's muted.
Heidi's muted, but she is remote.
Terrific. I know. All right. Ron, do you want to get us started or?
Sure. So, again, you guys can see items 3 and 4. I think everyone's aware that the governor has, as part of his budget, there's I think it was House Bill 5506, which established a mill rate cap on motor vehicles of 32.46. So that's there's also an amount in the budget though to make us whole, which I think is still being worked through.
Yeah, I mean, just to be clear, the governor came out with a different mill rate in his proposed legislation. It went through the legislative process.
Meat grinder.
Somehow they came out with 32.46. We can all speculate how that may or may not have come about.
Let's see whose mill rate is 32.46.
Exactly.
So, but the long story short, as Ron indicated, that was the final, at the time the agenda was going out, it had passed both chambers. It had not been signed by the governor. I meant to check earlier. I don't know if it has been signed by the governor yet, but we have gotten every indication that he is going to sign it. It will become law. And so, you know, if we were to not set the mill rate accordingly, we'd be forced to have the legislative body, which is another provision within that statute, that if you've already set your mill rate and the motor vehicle rate is above 32.46, the statute allows the legislative body to then go in and override the motor vehicle mill rate to make sure it complies with state statute. So every indication is that, you know, this is going to be the mill rate for motor vehicles.
So the recommendation is that we stick with the 32.46, obviously.
Yes, that if it is not already state law, it will be. And as Ron said, that legislation also requires the state to make towns whole for what they would have otherwise collected in motor vehicle property taxes. As Ron said, that, you know, that formula is a little bit convoluted because obviously they don't have every town's mill rate for fiscal year 23. So all I can go on is the calls I've been on with CCM and others is that there seems to be every indication that between a couple of different sources of state funds that they will be making us whole. So with that, that would to me indicate that you know, unlike in prior years where the real estate and personal property tax had to make up for the fact that the motor vehicle rate was a different one, that would appear not to be the case because we will be able to rely upon the revenue coming from the state. Yes, because the whole intention of that was to not have that, but the intention of the state was to not have that happen. So is that
all right? So the first thing we got to do is set the original mill rate, right? The first mill rate, and then we'll set the motor vehicle one, correct?
Yeah. And Mike, just to add to that, myself, Ken, and Heidi did receive some correspondence from the assessor, and nothing has change that will,
Materially, yeah.
yeah, material.
That was my next question, so you're ahead of me. Perfect. Okay, so what is the recommended rate by the assessor?
So
Well-
he's saying, you know, the mill
Stick with
rate
what
that
we've
we've
got, which
calculated
was- right.
is, yeah, so the 3686, that was.
3686, that's what I just
with the
wanted for the
budget.
record,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, so somebody want to make a motion to set the mill rate
Yeah.
for?
Steve
Thank you,
Kirsch,
Steve.
I'll move to set the FY 2022-2023 real estate and personal property tax rate as prescribed by Chapter 8, Section 6 of the Town Charter at 36.86 mils.
Okay, do we have a second?
Rebecca O'Donnell, second.
Excellent. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. Any opposed? Then we pass unanimously. Wonderful. One more motion for Steve.
I move to set the FY 2022-2023 tax rate for motor vehicles pursuant to state law at 32.46 mils.
Do we have a second?
Rebecca O'Donnell, second.
Wonderful. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. Any opposed? Hearing none, we pass unanimous. That was easy.
Steve Kirsch, move to adjourn.
Wonderful. Thank you, Steve. Thank you all. Great job, everyone.